one of the comments talked about, the amount of money and the amount of influence he brings everywhere that he goes. Ronaldo, that is, whether it be the Saudi league or whatever other league that he goes to. The way that I saw it when he initially decided he was going to go to that league, in a way, I kind of felt like it was him selling out. I know that people look at Major League Soccer that way. And, the biggest talking point in my mind, if he's going to reach that 1,000 goal landmark, would he want to do it in a league like Major League Soccer? But then I think about what are his alternatives if he were to leave the Saudi league. I mean, is he at the level right now to where he could go back to Europe and someone would be willing to give him a hefty contract or what he's demanding to play in Europe? Or would he want to live in the United States and play in Major League Soccer? My only thing is, Ryan, I see a massive marketing opportunity, not just for the MLS, but for those two players specifically. If they were to, again, quote, team up in Major League Soccer, not even necessarily on the same team. I just mean playing in the same league. I think it would. I think it would kind of bring that rivalry not back to life because it is still alive and well, but
Between the
maybe
fans, not
kind
the
of
players themselves.
between the fans, right? But bring it to it would be the ultimate crescendo in my mind to see both of those two in the same league at the end of their career.
I'd agree, but this is some breaking news. Cristiano Ronaldo has threatened to leave Al Nassr after the World Cup. Portuguese player continues training, as ESPN, training normally, but is not expected to play this Friday, making a series of demands to return to the pitch. If the changes don't happen, Cristiano won't play again and will keep training until mid-year, then leave. The main demand for the Portuguese star is the club's executives in the transfer market to improve. And if Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't get the security for the future, he will leave. The Portuguese release clause will drop to 50 million euros. In the window, he has received inquiries from the MLS and various European clubs.
Yeah. So the bid is in, and yeah, obviously, if Europe is taking another look at him, then I think I know what way he's inclined to go. I think I know what way he is probably thinking he wants to go, but where I know coming up here in the second segment, we'll talk about maybe some potential landing spots in Major League Soccer because I do think it's
Which
an
way do you
interesting
think he wants to go?
conversation. Europe.
Europe?
I think he wants to go back to Europe to finish things off. Yeah, I don't. Um, I just think about the landmarks and the things that he wants to accomplish and how he wants to put a finish, really finish off his career, a legendary career, and I think he wants to do that in Europe. Personally, that's just where I come from. Where do you think?
I think wherever he gets paid the most. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
he's
yeah,
accomplished he's accomplished everything that he wants in Europe. I would say if he ends up at another club in Europe, I think it's Sporting Lisbon, just where he started back in Portugal, back in his home country.
yeah,
Um, but if he continues, if it's all about the money with him still, if it's all about the money, I would say he goes to the MLS because you're gonna get a massive payday. I mean, dude, you're making $500,000 a
yeah.
day, damn near in the Saudi league, and I
Hmm.
feel like when you're getting paid that, eventually you're gonna want you still want that, especially if you can still play. And I remember talking to Braylon Edwards and like kind of like when did you finally just like realize that you hang it up and well, he told me, and then he told his dad, and his dad goes, "You ain't getting another job where you can make over $1 million a year. So just be prepared for that."
Yeah,
And like if you're Ronaldo, it's like, do you still want to make $500,000 a day? I mean, obviously you're not going to get that in the MLS. Like that's just a crazy amount of money. I don't know I don't even know how much Messi makes. I'll check during the break, but I mean that's still a crazy amount of money to just up and leave. And if you're the MLS, you're gonna get the most money out of all these leagues in whatever team you end up going to. But wouldn't it just be cinema if Ronaldo just goes to Miami? Like, wouldn't that just be crazy if
yeah,
Cristiano Ronaldo goes to Inter Miami. Him, Messi, Suarez, Busquets is now gone. So Rodrigo De Paul, I think Elba's now gone. Now you add in. Now you have Dwayne St. Clair, the best goalkeeper in the MLS. Now you have that. Like at that point they got to be favorites to even win the CONCACAF Champions League. So I personally am rooting for those two to play with each other. I really do. I just think that would, after the years of debate and my entire childhood debates, they just come together as one. I think that'd be great. I really do.
Yeah, yeah, and it would, just to see them again cap off their career, kind of like a swan song, together in Major League Soccer, would be an amazing storyline. And the other side of this is too is that the MLS is going to do everything they can to break out the pocketbooks and be able to spend as much money as they need to get a star like Ronaldo. Because if Messi just arriving here in the United States was enough to really kind of take MLS to a level that they've never been before, especially when he's outselling our own national team with jersey sales in our stores in our country, because that's the kind of impact that he had, getting someone like Ronaldo would blast it to another level. Now, it wouldn't necessarily make it the best league in the world or even a
No,
top 5 league in the world,
no.
but the star power component would make the MLS a relevant league on the world stage. You no longer can ignore the MLS if Cristiano Ronaldo decides, "Hey, I'm coming to the United States to play." My only problem is that he has a net worth of 1.4 billion dollars. I mean, like, do you really need the money? Is this really you're getting to a point in your career now where again, retirement is not that far around the corner for someone like Cristiano Ronaldo. I know we don't want to think about that. And I think for some of us, it's like we hope that these legends are Iron Men and that they never retire. I feel the same way about LeBron. Like, I just feel like the NBA is better with him in it, but retirement's not that far. And so it kind of like the conversation about, life sometimes necessitates you going home. And for him being back home in Portugal to finish off his career in the place that it started, I think could be a really just a natural landing spot. And for him personally, a decision that really would hit home. But again, it kind of goes against the storyline that we would love to see, which is obviously him in our league.
So if we talk about everyone, we talk about just the billionaires and the millionaires all over the place and the athletes of like just wrap it up, retire, like you've made so much money, just enjoy the beach. But at the same time, also in their mind, they're thinking to themselves, I can just create generational wealth for my family to never work a day in their life ever again.
Yeah, that's fair.
And he's probably sitting there, he's like, I'm hoping that my kids don't have to work a
Yeah,
day in their life, you know?
right.
Like obviously those family members will most likely still work. That's just I would get bored personally of just not having a job my entire life. But that's
Something to do, you
yeah,
know?
Like Ronaldo's probably sitting there like, yeah, but like I still have the ability to make X amount of money, and even at this age of 40, I can still make X amount of money for a couple more years,
Yeah.
create the next can still have another generational wealth. And I think ultimately that he's still obviously loves the game. I think too the ghost of the World Cup, not having that in his back pocket,
Yeah.
uh, definitely
Yeah.
probably weighs on his mind a little bit, especially with Messi now winning it. And I'm sure he's
Yeah.
heard the noise a little bit, but but now all of a sudden he says that the World Cup doesn't define him as a person, which before 2022 he was saying it absolutely defines you as a player and stuff. So it makes no sense now, Cristiano. But no, I ultimately think that I think the World Cup weighs on his mind a lot. But if he can make a certain amount of money, go ahead and make it.
Well, and not just the World Cup, but he also could just, I mean, if he's in Major League Soccer, you would face Messi head to head. You would
Yeah.
get those matchups. You would get not that changes the conversation. And I don't think anyone, when you look back on history, is going to look at, hey, well, Ronaldo beat Messi the 4 times he met up with him in Major League
Whoa.
Soccer. Like, whoa, wow, that really changes
Ronaldo's
things.
got more
But
MLS Cups than Messi. He's the GOAT.
oh, whoa, yeah, exactly. He has a U.S. Open Cup. Wow.
He
But
beat
no,
Detroit
like,
City FC in the first round at Keyworth Stadium. Go!
yo, so it doesn't change the conversation around Ronaldo and Messi and everything else. But I think what it does, at least for maybe Ronaldo personally, is twofold. Number one, I get the big payday, and number two, I get to go out and maybe kick Messi's you know what. So that's That's another side of it. So it's an interesting saga, and this one is going to be one we're talking about for a while. So coming up next on the National Soccer Network, we'll talk about maybe a few potential landing spots for Cristiano Ronaldo if he were to come to Major League Soccer. But